All right, we are live. What's up, Siegfried, Joey, Jeff, USMC, President and accounted for, right on, Marine Corps. Okay, I got 47 seconds or less to do this thing, so let's jump right into HIP 70, and then I'm going to talk about the good news. But here's how this HIP 70 thing looks. So right now, we should, maybe I'll just change my camera here. That'll take an extra 7 seconds. Right now, this is what the Helium blockchain looks like. Everything happens on the chain. Now, these aren't to scale, but you got data transfer, you got identities, you got payments, and you got POC. All of that happens on the Helium blockchain right now. What's going to happen with this change is we are going to see it move over to Solana. And it's just basically going to separate. Stuff's just going to separate like some badass starship flying through space, separating in a couple different fleets. We're going to have the POC Oracle. Oracle means server. You can think of it as like a giant computer doing all of the proof of coverage stuff. We're going to have a data transfer Oracle doing all the data transfer stuff. And then the payments and identities. So your wallet, when you want to send something to whoever, all of that is going to live on Solana. Super, super simple. The last thing that's going to happen, I see a ton of questions about what's going to happen to validators. Validators are going to go away. However they do that, they are going to go away, and it's going to shift. The work they were doing is going to shift to oracles, and those oracles, again, are outside computers or servers or whatever. One of them is going to do proof of coverage. One of them is going to do data transfer. Nova is going to run those things at first, but eventually that'll get decentralized out, and those will report into the Solana blockchain, or sorry, to Helium running on Solana, what is going on, and that should be time. Yeah, upgraded graphics for sure, Joey. I just didn't have time to do Sharpie stuff, and some of this stuff was semi-complicated. Okay, I think that covers the HIP 70 crap. Let me go back to a slightly different look, and then we'll do the good news for Helium. And if you want to watch that again, of course, you can go back after this recording is done and check that out. All right, good news stuff. So first off is I think the move to Solana is good news. I know a bunch of you guys are Solana haters. That's fine. I'll tell you that I think Solana is just as trustworthy as any other blockchain out there, and probably a little bit more than most. I know some of you hate it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm seeing this, but like, fuck it. If you don't trust them, don't fucking do it. Jesus Christ. So I think it's a good move. It's a big blockchain. It's not like someone just put this in their backyard of the garage and threw it up yesterday. Been up for a couple of years, had some problems. We always want to see problems, so we see how people handle it. They seem like they've handled it okay. So I think it's good news. The second piece of good news is that IoT is going to, or IoT kind of action on Helium is going to move from Helium's own console to ChirpStack or other LNSs, LoRaWAN network servers. I think that's really cool for geeky reasons. I'm super psyched to learn ChirpStack. And also, it totally makes sense that the thing that Helium should be doing is focusing on being the most badass version of Helium possible, which is growing a bunch of different wireless networks, not being a technical expert in every little nitty-gritty detail. So ChirpStack does a great job of doing all the LoRaWAN stuff. Why the fuck try and reinvent the wheel? Leave it on ChirpStack. So I think that's really good news, and that's a sign of a maturing company and group to say, hey, there's stuff we're not good at inherently, or we're not natively good at, or we don't have a deep expertise in, and they've done a fantastic job so far. But it's like me going and inventing a Lamborghini when I can just buy one. So not that I'm buying any Lamborghinis anytime soon, because the entire market is in the tank, but that's that. Okay, third piece of big news is I think probably sometime in the next year, we're going to see Helium or Nova, the foundation, however you want to call it, probably the foundation, announce that we have a telco partner on board. Now, is that going to happen at Helium House? I don't know. I'm not super confident it's going to happen that fast, but it's either going to happen or the whole thing's going to fail. And I think it's going to happen. I think the Helium team, the Nova team, is talented enough, driven enough, they're well funded enough, they got all their shit together. If they screw it up, it's going to be on them. I don't think they're going to screw it up. So sometime in the next year, the good news is that we're going to have at least one telco go over to Helium. And then as far as I can see, once one goes over and starts experiencing the dramatically reduced costs and all the good stuff that comes along with having a decentralized 5G radio network here in the United States of America, I don't see how the rest are not going to do it, right? It's like, are you going to keep buying your car at the dealership, or are you going to go to a place where they give you a much better deal? We've seen the same kind of model gut industries before. I think it's going to gut them again. I told Crown Castle this, and they laughed at me. I don't want to say I want to laugh last, because I just want everybody to win, but I think I'm going to be right in the long term on that. So I think it's really good news that they're going to announce it, sometime in the next year, which is my guess. That's something that they have not said to me. And then the last thing is this 5G progression. is we're seeing in Helium, they're going to come out with this mapper piece soon. Maybe they come out at Helium House, maybe they don't. Maybe it takes till December. These things are big, complicated, things that take a while to do. It's certainly not going to be me that writes the code. I'm happy if I can make my shit bold or italic. But they're going to come out with stuff, and we're going to see this progression, just like we've seen progression so far. So we're going to see ups and downs. We're going to see gamers and cheaters. We're going to see the usual scum suckers come along and try and suck off their part of the profits. But I think in the long term, we're going to directionally see that this continually keeps improving. So that's the good news. Now, this is something that I think most people won't tell you, is I totally could be wrong. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, the ultimate consequences are that's like like Celsius, and the whole thing melts down and everybody loses everything. I don't think that's likely, but hey, I'm just a dude. I'm not an omniscient oracle. So take it for what it is. Just Nick Hawks. You can look me up on the internet. I'm real. So I could be wrong on that. I think I'm right. I think the other really cool thing I'm seeing with the Helium team in kind of this whole blockchain and meat space or tip-in or whatever you want to call it place is that most of these companies are dedicated not to a win or fail mindset, but they're dedicated to a win or learn mindset. And even if Helium totally fails, I think the lessons that they've helped all of us learn are going to help the next thing, if it comes to that, be much, much better than they ever could have been, much faster, in the same way that they're much, much better than the telcos ever could have been, much faster. So we're in this really, really cool space, even though currently the whole market is it's not doing well at all, right? And if you bought HNT at $50, you're feeling a lot of pressure. And even if you bought at $20, you're feeling a lot of pressure, but that's it. So I think this win or learn thing is super good. And I'm going to look at the comments in a second, but I'm trying to look at you in the camera. So that's what you get. The last thing that I've got before I do the comment stuff, looking at the time, I'm only 6 minutes in, ripping, is ask yourself when you come to this, what are you bringing to the table? And if you're not bringing anything other than bullshit or hatred or FUD or, all of that stuff, man, get the fuck out. There's other things that you could probably do with your life that are way better. And if all you're bringing to this thing is misery or your dire predictions or your bad news or the flaws that you see, and you're telling yourself that you're helping everybody by pointing out flaws, but you're being an asshole doing it, get the fuck out. That's, there goes my childhood friendly video, but it was never child friendly in the first place. So that's it, is what are you bringing to the table? And if you're part of the Gristle crew, which is this small group of folks that is part of my crew, my team, that is meeting once a week, we are building like crazy. I'm seeing people build new things, think new things, do new things. It's really impressive to see what is coming down the pipe, whether we're talking to experts in the IoT field or the 5G field, or like next Tuesday, we got some top secret shit that's coming down the pipe that we are going to see about a week before anyone else in the public does. But that is really, really cool stuff. So in general, the entire blockchain and meat space market is directionally moving in an awesome realm. And that's all I've got as far as prepared notes. Let me check out all of your different comments and scroll back. Siegfried, are you talking 25% faster? I'm probably talking 25% faster. I'm excited. All right. C3 Web 3.0. I'm going back to the beginning. Hello, fam. What's up, dog? 619. What's going on? Vision Grid. Good to see you. Jay, always good to see you. Jay is one of the, well, in my old life, we would have called him a thinking shooter. But yeah, just a tight operator. Just has his shit together. Always good to listen to him and see what's going on. Joey, we talked about the graphics. Siegfried, glad you liking the visuals. I'm just reading through the chat. The Solana move will melt Futter's faces. Yeah, it might. I mean, it might be a disaster. I don't think so. But everyone thought Celsius was going to be awesome too. I think it's going to be super, super good. Phobia Zero. I like the bear market. Helium project will be cleared from idiots. Yeah, I mean, I like to think the same thing. And I also like to think in my kind of better... in the better version of Nick Hawks, that it won't be clear to idiots, is that we'll get to teach people what to look for. And we'll get to help everybody learn together and everybody rise up together. Because pretty much the worst thing that happens out of this is only the folks who are in the know get to win. And we don't get to help people who aren't in the know win. And, I've got neighbors that I've told about Helium and got into Helium. And that is just super cool to see. And to think that, through one person, I'm able to help a couple more people learn something about a new ecosystem. And then because they have all the information that I have, they can make their own decision. And it's just as good or maybe better than a decision I'll make. So, yeah, hopefully we kind of knock out the worst of the futters, but they'll always be there. And hopefully we get to teach the rest of them. R4 weak, RIP console. Yeah, I'm a little bummed about that too, but I wasn't that fluent in console anyway. So learning chirp stack, I think that is something I can carry over in everything. And again, if I'm totally wrong about the success thing and Helium fails, I'll still know about chirp stack and still be able to run a bunch of my own IoT projects. So I look at this like I'm winning no matter what. And that's cool. The Class B and Class C is super cool coming out of chirp stack, Siegfried. The geeky reasons are underrated. I think one of the things that might come out of this is people will say, yeah, but how's it going to work and who's going to do it and all the rest of that stuff. Look, there's all kinds of technical wizards working on this. If you've talked to anyone employed by Helium, I haven't talked to anyone employed by Nova, I should be very clear, or Helium Foundation yet. I haven't talked to anyone there who's an idiot. They are all usually 10 times smarter than me, at least 4 times smarter than me. So you got a bunch of smart people. They're all driven. They all want to do stuff for various reasons. I think it's going to work out pretty well. And I'm really glad that they're working on the code and it's not me. Crypto has one big issue, nobody. Crypto's one big issue, easeability of use. Nobody will adopt 5G on HNT if it isn't seamless. Totally agree. And I think, this is the cool thing is we can sit back. You could literally take a vacation right now, come back in a year, and the entire ecosystem will be 2 to 10 times better. Like you don't have to do shit and the thing's going to get better. So yeah, it'll become more seamless. And you're going to benefit from it, whether you work for it or not. Now, I would suggest if you want to make it better faster that you put your shoulder to the wheel and help out, whether you get hired by Nova or Helium or whatever. Aromatic genetics, gamers are still working. Yep, gamers are always going to be working. There's always going to be scum suckers out there. Dennis Hyman, do we know the exact date for Genesis ending? I don't. I'm sure it's in documentation somewhere. And maybe if it's not, I don't know. Let's see. +10 for brutal honesty. Say no to FUD. Right on, guys. I think I'm catching up to the comments now. Show your cool stuff with Joey. Yeah, tons of awesome sensor usage. So, here's an example, folks, is I got 11 or 12 of those people counters. I've already sent off 2 of them to other folks because I couldn't use them in the original grant. One of them is going to a battleship museum in Texas. I think we're going to announce what is going on there. I just sent that off Tuesday, so I sent that today. It'll get there on Thursday. The guy I'm sending it to appears to be extraordinarily competent. My guess is he'll have it up within a week and it'll be running, and we'll have one more sensor on the network that's doing something super cool. So that kind of stuff is good to see, and I see that all the time. You may not see that if you're on the kind of outside or you're not really paying attention, but man, if you're in any of these groups on Discord, you are seeing people building all of the time on the Helium network, using it all the time, and it's working. Super, super cool. Let's see, up 41% today, better than any of the top 100 crypto. Jeff, yeah. I think day to day, who cares what the price is, right? I'm in this for the next 2 or 3 years is where I'm thinking is that if I want to, remodel a house and put solar panels on and independent batteries and all the other stuff that I can't do on a regular wage, I'm in it for the long haul. And 2 to 3 years from now, I'm thinking I'm going to look super smart or super dumb. Either way, that's fine. I've been down to the bottom before. All right. Brian Mills, too many forget Helium is a crypto project, and although it's one of the very few with real-world use cases, it isn't immune to macroeconomic conditions of the prices. Action of the king. BTC. Yep, I thought you were talking about me for a second because I'm self-centered. But yeah, totally, Brian. It's not like the outside world is banging along at a furious clip and Helium is dropping behind. It's all doing the same thing. Looks like we're going to enter into a reasonably rotten bear market. And yeah, that's it. Sierra, what's up, dog? Or what's up, girl? Good to see you. I think the dump is because validators are unstaking. I don't know. I think it takes 5.5 months. I've got half a validator. I'm not going to unstake. For right now, I'm just going to kind of close my eyes and see what happens and go off the cliff. I think that's the most fun way to do it, but that may not be the smartest thing to do. But I don't think a lot of them are unstaking. Look, think about it this way, Aromatic, is why did someone do a validator in the first place? If they did a validator to earn a bunch of money, they are a fucking idiot, because validators never looked like they were going to make a bunch of money at any kind of reasonable time. After like day 3 of validators, we all knew it was going to be 5 to 7% or less return on HNT that went in there. So nobody really went into validators to make a bunch of money. And that means it had another reason. I'll tell you, my reason was I wanted to support the network, and I also wanted to keep the HNT that I earned safe from my own tendencies to spend shit as soon as I get it. And I'm sure other people have done that as well, but I don't think we're seeing validators unstake and kind of run for the hills. I think we're seeing very sensible people who have invested, depending on when they got in, a lot of money. Think very carefully about what they're going to do next. Okay. I can make devices that use the LoRa network, but I can't get them in the right form. They're bulky. Do I need to make custom LoRa boards? Dom Shim. I've only used dev boards. I don't know the answer to that. I know that Grey Hat Guy and Fish and a couple other folks hacking this and that sensors can probably help you with that question. I don't have a great answer for you. Let's see. It's a good move. I just like the console R4 weak. Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about ChirpStack. Totally. Let's see. I almost bought TrackBack today, but turned out it is far too expensive. Any plans on cheaper trackers using Helium Network? Gabor Kiss. Gabor, yeah, you can totally make your own. I think that's the thing that Neil has said before is like, of course it's cheaper to make your own. It's always cheaper to build your own thing. It's just how much ass pain do you want? If you want zero ass pain and you don't mind spending a little bit more, and it'll still be cheaper than running its own cell phone, get TrackPack. If you want to dig into the weeds and get geeky, yeah, you can do it for super cheap. I mean, I was talking with Dirk Beer the other day, local electrical engineer. We were working on another project, and we're talking about the hardware costs for this project. And he's like, Nick, the hardware costs are nothing. What is going to cost everything is the expertise that's put into it. You know, he's a I want to say he's a PhD. He's a guy who spent a lot of his life learning how to do this stuff, and so that's where the costs come into figuring out. If you want to do it on your own, spend your own time ripping. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Hacking this and that. I'll do more vids for getting started on ChirpStack. Yeah, you and me both. I have big plans for figuring out ChirpStack and then sharing that, but damn, I don't know if I have enough time to do that. Looks like the rest of you guys are just talking through it, and I think that's it. The aromatic genetics, the HNT chart is the worst of all. Crypto bar Luna. Yeah, sure. If you look at it today, I don't know. I'm sure someone will argue that with you, but who cares what the fucking price is? Like, build the network. It's the only thing that I know of right now that's going to change. Well, no, there's a couple networks right now that are intersecting blockchain and meat space, or TIPIN is what Mike at Lattice calls it, and that is token incentivized protocol infrastructure networks. Fucking A. Diddy Bag got that right the first time from memory. They are having a talk the day after Helium House. See if you can get yourself invited to that, because at least one project I know about is going to be unveiling something super cool. But yeah, we got all these different things that are coming out the gate with blockchain and meat space. It's a super cool time to be getting into this. I'll tell you that. And if I had extra cash, I'd be buying more HNT while all these people are selling it. Dennis Hyman, maybe a stupid question, but will the mobile tokens be able to use for purchasing from Bobcat, CalChip, etc.? Dennis, I don't know. That's kind of a neat question. I don't know that I would use them for that. For me, I'd be holding on to them, but I don't know. You'd have to ask Bobcat or CalChip, etc. I see people are answering aromatic. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of a argument in there. Find out the facts. Yeah. Hey, folks, just be kind of careful. I'm not careful myself, so this is pot calling the kettle black. But be kind of careful about insulting each other on reading this stuff. There is so much to read. There is so much to know that one person is very unlikely to know it all. And so, and this is just kind of, one finger points at you, four fingers point back at me, which is why I always use a knife hand. Is just direct them to where to read about it so they can learn themselves. If we have more educated people in this space, the whole space is going to be way better, and it's going to feel way better for them and for you to help them learn versus tell them where they're stupid. Now, I get it. I'm a sucker for the same thing. It feels good to be smarter than the next bear, but yeah, try and share information, spread it around, make it better for all of us. Let's see. Yeah, from the day that a validator is staked, it's a 5-month cooldown period from the time they initiate the unstake. Yep. I'm agreeing with you, Dustin. Okay, I think that's enough, guys. I didn't want to really go past 15 minutes. There's been so many talks on this, presentations, YouTube, Zooms, Discords, Spaces, etc. I don't want to waste more of your time. We all have things to do, so I'm going to cut it off unless I see anything. Is Twitter Spaces still going? Oh, no, maybe Siegfried, I'm just reading that wrong, is that they may be changing the unstaking period. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of talk about that. I don't know what is going on there. Okay. Our aromatic genetics, find out what has been said from Helium. Yep, always good to get it best from the horse's mouth. Okay. I think that's it for the day. I think we can do this in under 20 minutes. Thanks a ton for jumping on. I'll finish up with the kind of YouTube spiel. I'll start off not with the like, subscribe, thumbs up, or whatever you're supposed to say. What is there, like a notification bell that you hit? Hit that, do all that stuff. But listen, if this helped you, especially the first, whatever it was, 47 seconds or minute, helped you understand the move to Solana and help decrease some of the uncertainty you had around it, or someone that has uncertainty around it and you think this would help them, please share it. The more that we're all singing off the same sheet of music, and that sheet of music is the truth as we know it, or it's a well-informed sheet of music, the better it's going to be for all of us. So I'm sure I'm not the only one putting out good content that's short out there. Find all those people and spread that good content that's short and easy to digest and understand. And that is way more important to me than growing a stupid YouTube channel. That's fun. It's always good to see the numbers go up, but really at the end of the day, we are all going to win if we all help each other grow and understand this ecosystem. You guys aren't going to win if I grow a big YouTube channel, so let's not focus on that. Let's focus on making the whole system better. All right, rock and roll. I'll leave you guys to Dustin and Aromatic to argue about whatever you're arguing about on Discord or wherever you do your arguing. But thanks a ton for watching. Like, subscribe, notifications, blah, 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 all the bullshit. Have a ripping, what is it, Wednesday? Rest of the week. And yeah, continue being excellent. Rock and roll. Oh, say hi to Marvel in the background. Where is he? Jesus, where is that dog? Right there. Best dog in the world. Talk to you guys later.